Hi, this is Pushpa from PRS-COMMERCE Media. So yesterday I explained about the accounting, second year accountancy important questions in my last class. What are the important questions? You need to give concentration for 6 marks and 12 marks. So today in this class I have brought forward you the first year economics, the second book. The first book I have completed in my first section thing from chapter number 1 to 8. What are the important questions for 4 marks and 6 marks you need to study in the economics for the first PU economics students. Today I have brought from part B, that is from Indian economy, which are the questions you need to study for 4 marks and 6 marks from chapter number 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5. So from the first chapter, that is Indian economy, from the chapter number 1, from the Indian economy for 4 marks, you need to go more concentration on what do you understand by a drain of Indian wealth during colonial period. Indicate the volume of the direction of the trade in the time of an independence. The traditional handicraft industries were reigned under the British rule. Justify the statement. These are the 3 questions you need to study for 4 marks from the chapter number 1, that is Indian economy. From 3, 1 will be asked for 4 marks. And from 6 marks you will be getting explain the status of the Indian agriculture, India's agriculture during British rule. The India could not develop a sound industrial sector under the colonial rule. Justify the statement. And the second question is, third question is, were there any positive contributions made by the British in India? Discuss. This, what is a positive contribution to the British in India is there? It's a more important question because many times this question has been repeated. So from first chapter for 6 marks, if you study this question, it will be fine for you to score out of out. So from chapter number 2, that is Indian economy, that is 1950 and 1990. That is Indian economy from 1950 to 1990. Which are the important questions for 4 marks? That is, you need to write a short note on land reforms in India, write a short note on green revolution, write an economic justification for the policy of subsidies, and briefly explain the goals of 5-year plans. And in these the 4 questions, it may be asked for 4 marks or 6 marks. Any one question may be asked from this chapter. It may be asked for 4 marks or 6 marks. These only questions which have been asked for 4 marks, that only will be asked for the 6 marks. Usually this 5-year plan, it has been many times it has been asked for 4 marks or 6 marks. So from chapter number 3, the economic reforms since 1991, liberalization, privatization and globalization and appraisal. So from this chapter, you will be getting for 4 marks. The first question will be, briefly explain the background of economic reforms in India. Many times this question has been repeated. If you give more importance to this question, it will be well fine. And the second is, write a short note on WTO. Briefly explain the financial sector reforms. Write a note on outsourcing. These are the 4 marks questions from this chapter. And for 6 marks, briefly explain the important areas of liberalization. Then briefly explain the effects of the reforms and an agriculture sector. In agricultural sector, what is the efforts of reforms you need to write. Even it is been asked for 6 marks. From this chapter, you will be getting for practical oriented question, you need to identify the banks like agriculture, industry, nationalized, private. Chapter number 4, the human capital formation in India. From the human capital formation in India, for 4 marks you will be getting the questions on education is considered to be an important input for the development of the nation. How? How does the investment in a human capital contribute to the growth? This is the important chapter. Here you will be getting compulsory for 1 will be for 4 marks and 1 will be for 6 marks. And third, write out the need for an on-the-job training for a person and discuss the need for promoting a women's education in India. This women's education in India is an important question which may be asked for 4 marks as well as for 6 marks. So for 6 marks, you will be getting only 2 questions from this chapter. You need to give an importance only for these 2 questions. Discuss the following as a source of a human capital formation, health expenditure and expenditure on migration. And the second question is explain the role of an education in an economic development of the nation, or trace the relationship between the human capital and economic growth. This is concerned to chapter number 4. And from chapter number 5, that is rural development. From the rural development, you will be getting for 4 marks, list out the major problem of rural development. And the second question is explain the drawbacks of agricultural market. And third is write a note on alternative markets. And these 3 questions, any one question may be asked for 4 marks. For 6 marks from this chapter, you will be getting explain the measures taken. Explain the measures taken by the government to improve the agricultural marketing system. Write a short note on the following. The first one, horticulture, and second one, fisheries. And from chapter number 3, write a note on animal husbandry and list out the benefits of organic farming. This organic farming is an important question which may be asked for 6 marks. Many times it has been repeated. And in the same way, explain the measures taken by the government in improve agricultural marketing system is also been repeated. If you give more importance to these 2 questions, it will be fine. So from chapter number 6, the employment, growth, information and other issues. From this chapter, you will be getting for 4 marks. Write a short note on an informal sector. List out the economic activities in different sector. Write a short note on self-employed and hired workers. This question has been asked many times. That is self-employed and hired workers. And explain the types of unemployment. Even this question is being asked from this chapter. For midterm also it is been asked, and many times it has been repeated. What the role does the government play in generating an employment opportunities in India? It is for 6 marks. Discuss the informalization of the Indian workforce. Write a note on changing structure of an employment formation in India. And these questions are from 6 marks. From this chapter you will be getting for 5 marks practical oriented question, that is formal and informal workers, a petty cashier, a petty cash owner, shop owner, SBI cashier, government hospital nurse, tailor, police, handloom weaver, a street vendor, government primary school teacher, revenue inspector, agricultural laborers. Whether they are formal or informal, you need to classify. It is for 5 marks. Then from chapter number 7, environment and substantial development. From this environment and substantial development, you will be getting for 4 marks. Explain the functions of an environment. Explain the supply-demand reversal of environmental resources. Explain the suggestions given by Hormone Daily to achieve a substantial development. Write a note on eco-friendly traditional knowledge and practice of our economy. These are for 4 marks questions. And for 6 marks, how do the following factors contribute for environmental crisis in India? The problem do they pose for a government? That is regarding air pollution, water contamination, urbanization, deforestation, you need to write. Then India has abundant natural resources substantial to the statement. Explain the 6 strategies for substantial development. This is regarding 6 marks. If you come for 5 marks, it's a practical oriented is there. We need to list out the land degradation in India. We need to list out the causes for land degradation in India. That is loss of vegetarian occurring due to deforestation, unsubstantiable food would be fodder extraction, shifting cultivation, environment into forest land, forest fires and overgrazing, improper crop rotation, such kind of things you need to list out for 5 marks. Then from chapter number 8, that is development experience of an India, a comparison with the neighbors. From this chapter you will be getting, you can keep this chapter for the choice purpose, because each and every chapter can't be studied and keep the points in the mind. But I'll say few questions. If you are possible, you can read it from this chapter for 4 marks. That is, what are the various indicators of the human development? That is life expectancy indicates, education, attainment index, GDP, per capita index, infant mortality rate, maternal maturity, morality rate. You need to mention this kind of various indicators of human development. And the second point is compare and contrast the development of the India and China with respect to the silent human development indicators. And write a note on great leap of forward champion of China. Give the reason for the slow growth and re-emphasize of poverty on Pakistan. China's industrial growth can be traced back to its reforms in 1978. Do you agree? Allocate, it is for 6 marks. What are the various factors that lead to a rapid economic development in China? This question has been asked many times for 6 marks. And compare the contrast in the India-China sectoral contribution towards GDP in 2030. What does it indicate? And practical oriented question also coming from this chapter is that group the following futures pertaining to the economics of India, that is China, Pakistan. Single child, non-law literacy, high rate of urbanization, high fertility, growth due to manufacturing sector, low fertility rate, mixed economy, high density of population, growth due to the service. So you need to write the futures pertaining to all these economics of India, China and Pakistan. So thank you for watching my channel. So please subscribe my channel and be free. If you have any questions regarding these topics, what I have been explaining from this section from starting, if you have any doubts in the questions as such, please feel free to ask me the question in the comment sections. And in upcoming section, I will be explaining about the questions of 4 marks and 6 marks. Explanation I will be giving from the economics. So if you are interested, please see my upcoming videos also. So thank you very much and have a great day.